Hello, everybody. My name's John Lacey, and this is Coffee and Content. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me. We're going out today live on LinkedIn and YouTube, and I can actually hear myself in the background. So there's something I've clearly forgotten to mute. So just bear with me for a second. There we go. All right, awesome. So that's taken care of. So if you're joining me in the chat on YouTube or LinkedIn Live, please say hi. Let me know where you're coming to me from this morning. I say this morning, it's morning in Australia where I am, but it's obviously whatever time in your part of the world. So please let me know where you are and what you're up to. How was your week? My week was very busy. I say that every week. I don't know why I say that every week, but it always seems to be true. Um, I'm delighted to see the weekends, but even more than that, I'm delighted to enjoy my coffee. So, this is a time for us to get together and talk a little bit about video, live streaming, and content creation. And this week, I've actually recently had an interview with Sam Proof from Cute Avalanche. So, I'm going to be sharing some segments of that interview with you today, just to give you a sense of what you can actually do with live streaming, because I think sometimes there's this assumption that it's very much focused towards younger people playing computer games, and that is certainly one aspect of it, but really you can use it for anything. So, is there a product that you need to demonstrate? Do you need to tell people about your services and your products? Do you want to just look more professional on camera? Those are some of the things that we can do with the video technology that exists today. So let's check in with Sam and hear a little bit about Cute Avalanche. We're joined by Sam Proof from Cute Avalanche, the virtual cat cafe, to talk about the great work they're doing over there and how streaming helps build a community around this very worthy cause.
Cute Avalanche is a joint effort between my wife and myself. We've been fostering cats for 5 years, and we've been live streaming that journey the whole time. So we've fostered to date 137 cats and kittens, specializing in kittens under 8 weeks old, often pregnant moms and or bottle babies. Uh, and we've also additionally helped out with things like TNR effort, which is trap, neuter, release, for a colony of cats. We've fostered a dog, and we've had several guest cats that have come through as well. And then, yeah, we live stream that on Twitch. And when we have like an overflow of like a second litter or more, we'll put that on a separate live stream to other platforms. And that's there 24/7.
And there's Sam talking about the great work that Cute Avalanche have been doing in terms of really saving cats and trying to encourage Los Angeles to become a no-kill city. So it's wonderful if you're actually in a position to be able to show, not just tell people what you do, but actually show them. And if you check out cuteavalanche.com or head over to the Twitch account, you can see the kittens being rescued and being brought up in real time, which is just amazing. So in terms of I guess for some of us, we may have pockets of communities everywhere. It's always a bit of an anxiety as to, where do we put our time? Where do we put our attention? And given that there are so many social media platforms out there, it can be a little bit overwhelming. The temptation sometimes can be to just have a small part of everything and just see how that works out for us. And I was really interested to hear about the way that Sam actually spoke about bringing the chat together.
We've gone through sort of different iterations of what we stream to and how that all works. Right now, as I was saying, our main stream is just on Twitch. And then when we have an overflow, that goes to currently YouTube and Trovo. And that is because the multi-stream world has like essentially lost two large players in that field, one that vanished and one that went from a freemium um, uh, uh, service to a pushing pro real heavy. So where they once offered something like 20 plus platforms for free, they now offer two and want you to pay X amount of money, which we're a completely volunteer organization. So all of any money that comes in through things like our Patreon or Twitch subs, that goes into cat food and cat litter and things like that. So we don't have money for services. But back in the day, when we were doing multi-stream as our main thing, We went out to about 22 different platforms, including Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter at the time. Well, Periscope at the time, but now it would be Twitter. And we used a service, actually a combination of services that were daisy chained. So we're using Restream, and then Restream as one of its platforms went off to Mob Crush, and Mob Crush was the ability to get to Facebook for free, as well as some other stuff. Um, and that worked out great. The interesting thing there is, of course, you now have pockets of communities everywhere, and I would keep a very close tab week to week on, like, we're seeing growth here on Trovo, we're seeing growth here on D Live or Twitch or whatever it is. And in order to sort of talk to as many of those communities at one time as possible, we used a chat bot called Batissimo. It is, again, a paid service, but thankfully the guys over at Batissimo offered us a like a free account, so we were able to use that. And they have a built-in service. Restream also has this as well for some of the platforms, and it's chat mirroring or chat relay, depending on the service, which will literally be like, if somebody types something on YouTube, I now forward that over to, Trovo and DLive and Twitch, and it'll say like, John Lacey at YouTube said, and then whatever you said. And then so people can kind of communicate with each other across platforms, which was pretty cool.
That is really cool, and I guess that's the thing. I guess so many of us, as content creators, if we want to create something, we want to share something, we really want it to have the biggest audience as possible. But I love the way that you're sort of bringing all those people back together with that chat service. That's really, really impressive.
Yeah, no, it was really fun at the time. I was wanting to know that we also then archive our entire chat on our Discord, so you can always look back and be like, "What was that thing?" So that's another helpful way of, uniting the community, like keeping constant memory.
Nice. So there's a really interesting way of bringing communities together, and Sam sort of alluded to some of those things that you can do to bring the chat together across various places. And let me show you how I can do that here. We've got Garen Bellany joining us from LinkedIn. He's saying happy Friday. It's technically Saturday here in the future in Australia, but good to see you, Garen. And he's saying hello to me and Sam as well. So that's a really interesting way that you can actually sort of bring different pockets of communities together across all kinds of platforms. And I love the idea of keeping sort of those records as your own little community sort of history, being a little bit of a historian in that space and bringing things together in that way. So it's a really great opportunity to get together via a whole lot of different platforms. Um, and do some really cool stuff. So again, I know Garen is all across this, but I do want to sort of talk a little bit in a moment. I'm jumping ahead of myself. We're going to talk a little bit about the technology of OBS Studio that we are using to sort of bring you this particular session, and Sam's also using in his setup to promote the cute avalanche. But before we get there, I got some amazing advice from Sam.
All you have to do is add a source, find video capture, boom, you got your camera on. Same thing, add a source, add your audio input, and you're good to start. And then figure out what it is you want to do with your stream. But honestly, just go. Just like start streaming as soon as you can, and you'll figure out where the blanks are that you want to fill in.
So I think that's true of almost everything. Like and to be really honest with you, a part of me is a researcher. Like I really want to be across everything in the world before I start a project. And to be honest, you get more feedback by actually doing the thing and having a go and, just putting yourself out there. So, OBS Studio, and again, another segment of the interview, which I'll share with you another time, Sam sort of described being really daunted by this big black box that is OBS Studio. And it can be amazingly powerful. But the thing that I want to encourage people to do is just get started with the basics. Just get your feet wet a little bit and get stuck in. So let's have a look at OBS Studio for those of you who may not know what it is or why we might want to use it. OBS Studio is free and open software for video recording and live streaming. OBS Studio is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. You can download the software from obsproject.com. I can already hear saying, but John, isn't OBS just for kids playing games? Well, no. OBS Studio is just a tool and it's up to you how you want to use it. Do you need to teach something? Do you want to demonstrate the products you sell? Do you want to have a more professional presence on video calls? Do you want to create short feedback videos for members of your team? All this and more is possible with OBS Studio. Let's unpack the three main ways you can use this incredible piece of software. Video recording. While many know OBS Studio primarily as streaming software, you can also record videos to your local computer. You can set up your scenes, hit the start recording button, do your thing, hit stop recording, and you have a video. This could be as simple as a short screen capture or image slideshow, or as elaborate as a keynote presentation. If you're recording to MKV format, simply go to the File menu and select Remux Recordings. Find your original MKV file and export it to an MP4 that's ready to upload to social media, YouTube, or wherever. Video streaming. Obviously, this is what OBS Studio is predominantly known for. You can stream to YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere that will support a streaming API key, really. Going live can be a great way to connect with your audience and encourage audience participation. With services like Restream and StreamYard, and even with OBS plugins, you can stream to multiple platforms at the same time. Virtual Cam. Some of you, no doubt, spend a lot of time in video meetings, and my heart goes out to you. But for the purposes of this video, I want to direct you to a really cool feature of OBS Studio called Virtual Cam. Install OBS and you'll suddenly have a new webcam option in your settings for tools like Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and Zoom. You can set up your scene and that's what the other people in the meeting will see. This could be as simple as changing how much space you personally take up in the frame, but it's also a wonderful opportunity to incorporate branding elements such as logos, colors, fonts, and promotional messaging. So there's a brief overview about what you can actually do with OBS Studio. It's an amazing piece of software and it is quite powerful. But again, to get your feet wet, just start really, really simply. And if you do need any assistance with OBS Studio, I loved talking about it. So please get in touch. I don't know if anyone's noticed. I suspect they haven't noticed. But, in those videos, you would have seen me with this microphone, which is the Rode NT1A, which is it's a beautiful microphone and it's a condenser microphone, and I love the way it sounds and the frequency response that it gives me. But I did also have the Rode Procaster, which is this one here. I have actually got a windshield over the top of it as well. But I was just really, I just wanted to try things out and switch things up a little bit and just see how I go. So I'm probably going to be listening back to this recording later and just seeing which way is the better way to go, because I guess condenser microphones are wonderful in the sense that they pick up all those higher frequencies. It's actually a powered microphone, whereas this is a dynamic or a passive microphone. And I guess, for me, using this for live streaming in particular is that I've got to be, and I'm not using any sort of wind shield or filter for this because I don't want it to obscure too much of my face as I'm live streaming. So it is a bit of a trade-off, and I do sort of talk to it almost to the side to avoid those plosives. So I thought I'd give this microphone a go and just see how it happens. So anyway, I hope you've had a wonderful week. I hope you're looking forward to a great weekend. Thank you for those out there joining me today from LinkedIn or YouTube. Take care. Enjoy the coffee. I love coffee. I couldn't do anything without coffee. Through coffee, all things are possible. And on that note, I'll leave you with that. Just a reminder though, before we do head off, If you want to learn more about Cute Avalanche and the amazing work that they're doing, go over to cuteavalanche.com. Stay tuned on the social media platforms. I'm going to be releasing more parts of that interview as the week progresses. And thank you again for joining me, and I'll talk to you again soon.